Hi guys, I am here again talking about my life on the narrowboat. Let's call part number 2 because after my story was uploaded on YouTube, I received lots of tests of people that were asking me many things about my life, like a single woman cruising along the canals of London, because people think the life on a narrowboat is romantic and beautiful. Yeah, it's nice, especially if you do an holiday. It's a very interesting holiday and is strictly connected with the canal system, and so all the history of the Industrial Revolution in the UK is fascinating. This is sure is unique, probably unique in the world. But when you start to spend all your life on a boat alone, especially if the boat is old and you have to cruise every 2 weeks, the life is not easy as people think, especially if you live in London. This is my experience. I don't know outside London, but in London it's not easy. One problem is also the mooring. If you have a mooring or you pay £1,000 a month to stay in a marina in London, it's fine, but consider at that point maybe it's better living in a flat, because you have to pay the mooring, that is a piece of water in central London, but we are in London, so everything must be paid, plus the expense of the boat, fuel, coal, pump out, so the cost is not cheap. And there are some mooring that cost less, and these mooring are offered by the River Trust. There are some auction during the year, and you can follow the auction and you can win one of these mooring. But there are so many people in London that these mooring are not enough. And then also these mooring in London are not very, very cheap. And so most of the people at the end decide to cruise all around London, from west to east. And some people go also outside London. It depends their work. Before the life was easier, the River Trust was not so controlling of people, and so also because there were less boaters, and especially family with children try to stay in the same area, because in the morning the kids had to go to school. But now River Trust doesn't care. And so this is another big problem. And then there was a surprise for me about the winter mooring. I say, when I bought my narrowboat, the name is Summer Place, I still love her. So I said, okay, I can buy a winter mooring, and so I keep my boat there, and I go there, and I don't get stress cruising around the canals in winter. Practically, the winter mooring, you pay £100 per month to leave your boat on the path. But there are no service, no water, no electricity, just is Alperton, for instance, is one of these winter mooring. You leave the boat there, but you have no any service, and you have to pay £100 per month. This is the reality in London, thanks to River Trust Canal. And so I say, it's the same, because I need a pump out, I need a coal, I need a diesel. Coal in winter is going very, very fast. So you need to, especially like me, I had a partner, but he was not, I was a nasty man. So I had to go by myself to the marina. Usually I was always in West London, so I was going in the marina in Northolt to buy my coal and then come back, and hours and hours of travel, because the boat is going very slow, 6 miles per hour. So I decided to keep my money in my pocket and use those money to buy coal, doing some pump out, some other works inside the boat. And then also the water is dirty in London, and there is lots of grass and lots of plastic around. One day I was going with my boat around, and at once the engine stopped, and practically what happened, a massive plastic bag went stuck inside the propeller. And I call River Rescue Canal. That is a great company. If you have a boat, please do become a member of River Rescue Canal. I was a silver member. There are several, but I think silver or gold are the best. And the poor engineer was trying to explain to me what to do, but the cover, the propeller, was so heavy for me, little woman, that I couldn't lift. And so this man, poor guy, came just to lift the cover on propeller and take away the plastic bag. These are episodes that can happen when you are living alone on a narrowboat in London, or also outside London, because unfortunately our rivers and canals are very, very polluted. So again, I am trying to answer all the questions of people. I say the life on the narrowboat is nice. If you have an holiday, if you are not alone, if you are living with a friend, with a partner, and so you are sharing the responsibility, it's nice. If you are alone but you are inside the marina, it's great. Or if you're alone and living just a few days per week, is fine. But when you decided to do that steps to leave your flat and going to live alone on a narrowboat and decide to cruise and move your boat for every 2 weeks, think properly, because can be very tiring. There are many stories about my narrowboat. I still remember I have the nightmare of the locks, especially along the Grand Union Canal. The locks are very, very old. Consider they were built during the Industrial Revolution, so they are 200 years old and 100 years old. River Thames Canal, even if they take lots of money from the boaters, don't invest lots of money in these locks. So you find yourself to push massive gates, go through the lock. It's a very hard work. I remember one day I did 60 locks in the night. My arms, I want to cry, because they were it was a pain atrocious. Another day I almost died inside a lock, because I was again with my ex-partner, and he was very arrogant, and it was one of the first days I was driving my boat coming from Birmingham towards London. So I enter inside this lock. And so I asked him to keep my boat with the rope, and he told me, "Oh no, it's your business. You want to buy this boat, so learn how to do. I don't care. I'm going to open the gate." And he went, and he opened the gate very, very fast. So came lots of water inside the lock, like a waterfall, Niagara Falls, and the lock was old, and my boat was shaking for the current, that this water was entering, and it got stuck at the back in the lock, and didn't move anymore. And the water was continuously coming more and more. And my boat was starting to do like this, like Titanic. And I said, oh my God, and now what I do? So I start to shout the name of my partner, but he couldn't listen to me. And then instead of watching me, he was watching the landscape. And I was alone with this mass of water entering, and the boat was more like that. I say, I'm going to die. And then I had a moment, and I say, try a bit of forward. So I pressed a bit of forward, and the boat was free. Bang, went down, and everything was fine again. But can be dangerous. So when you buy a boat, you don't need any license apart that you pay for River Trust, because they think it's easy driving a boat. It's easy, but you don't have any brakes, so you need to think about your speed, about the wind. The wind is very important when you have a narrowboat, even if it's going just for 6 miles per hour. And then when you go in the canals, this is very curious. You must stay on the right side. It's curious because in England, in United Kingdom, when you drive, you are on the left, no? Instead, no, when you drive a boat, you are on the right. And many boaters buy the boat and they start to go around like that without knowing what